It's the season and temperatures in the northern hemisphere are falling. Are you still getting out to fly your drone? If not, you might be missing out on some beautiful views. But flying in the cold has its risks and might be particularly hard on your batteries. I have compiled 7 things for you to keep in mind this winter season. But first, here's what happened to me the other day. Hello, good morning. It's George here. This is the one. I have to tell you about something that happened yesterday when I was flying my DJI Mini 2, or I was trying to fly my DJI Mini 2 in a cold weather like this morning. It was probably about -7 or 8 degrees Celsius, which I would think is in the 20s Fahrenheit or so, give or take. I'm not totally sure anymore. The drone bag had been in the car for several hours at that point, but not in the cabin, but in the trunk. So it was probably quite cold in there while Barbara and I were taking our walk. And so I thought nothing of it. You know, it's been a while since I've flown in the winter, and I know all the tips that people give, like you're supposed to make sure your batteries are warm before you start. You know, you can keep them in your pocket. There's a lot of things you can do. However, I didn't think it was really cold enough to worry about it that much, so I didn't. And I stuck in the battery, started up the drone, everything was good. The battery showed 100%. Now this is the remarkable thing. The battery showed 100%, but when I first got the connection to the drone and everything, what it said was battery temperature too cold or something like that. There was a red warning there. Of course, I didn't screen record any of this, but it said it was too cold. So again, there are ways of dealing with it. You can hover the drone for a little bit, and then the battery temperature warning disappeared, so it seemed like everything was fine. And I was just about to take off because there was this illuminated modern day grain elevator that I was after. The sky is this blue color, it's amazing, and this grain elevator is illuminated, and it's something I don't normally get to see. And so then there's also a little bit of snow all over the place, which makes it even more beautiful because the snow reflects the light. And yeah, so this is what I was after. I was gonna fly a whole circle around this thing, you know, get some beautiful footage. And then all of a sudden, battery warning came on. Emergency landing, and I barely had the chance to look at my battery level. You know, the circle that you see on your display on the right hand upper corner there, you know, it had been green just not even a minute earlier, and all of a sudden it's red and the drone is landing. So I had just enough time to bring it back toward me, close enough. But see, if this would have happened like a little bit further away, I would have been somewhere in the snowy field digging up my drone, because it was gonna land. It was gonna land. And when I got home, I tried this battery again in the drone inside our living room where it was actually warm, and it showed 100% or 96%, whatever. You know, it was very close to 100%, but the battery warning did not come off. I found that really strange, and that's why I'm making this video, to share this with you, because I had never experienced that before. Now, I have to say that the batteries that I have with my DJI Mini 2, they came with the original kit. They are over 2.5 years old, and I've flown this thing a lot. One of the batteries I don't use anymore because it started swelling. The other two, they haven't had any problem whatsoever so far. The strange thing also is when I went into the battery information on your tab there on the app, it showed me that the cells were in the green, and it also said the number of cycles was only like 67 or so. That's not really that much. So I'm thinking that probably just having left it in the trunk affected it for longer than I expected. The thing I learned is that when it's cold outside, you don't fly your drone very far away at all, because even when you have 100% of battery and all of a sudden the cold catches up with it, whatever, you're going down to zero, or you're going down to emergency landing really, really fast. So this is winter in Canada. I am not supposed to fly when it's below zero with my drones that I have, because that's what the manufacturer specifies. I have a DJI Air 2S, and that is grounded when it's below 0 degrees. The Mini 2, where the rules are less strict, where I'm actually not breaking the law, flying it when it's cold, I'm flying it. Like this morning, for example, it's like -6 or so degrees, which is not bad. The battery has been in the living room warming up all night long. Like behind me, the river, it has beautiful river ice. And that's kind of what I want to capture a little bit. I was going to go further toward downtown, because then the sunlight reflects in the buildings and stuff. But I have decided just to stick around here closer and just do a little test flight, basically. If the sun comes up, I'm gonna get some beautiful footage. I don't know if my flight time is gonna allow for it. I'm not intending on having a big flight here. I'm just trying to keep up my flying a little bit while it is colder than it's supposed to be. We might get some +5 temperatures later in the week, so I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be a nice day with nice sunset and the whole works there. So that's going to be what I'm going to aim for. Right now, I'm going to stop talking here and going to try to do a little flight. Wish me luck.
Home point updated. Takeoff. Home point updated.
Okay, this footage might make you understand why I would even want to fly in such cold temperatures. I'm happy to report that this flight went without problems and the battery was performing exactly as it should. The only difference was that it had been in the house overnight at a temperature of about 22 degrees, and the bike ride down to the river valley didn't cool it off significantly. So this was a successful flight, but I'm calling it quits. Battery is at 58%. I'm happy with that. I don't need to prove anything. It's cold. My fingers are frozen. So I am hoping that my screen recording worked so I can show you with a little bit of voiceover what happened while I was in the air. But I can tell you right now that it worked out okay. So I've done some more research online to refresh my own knowledge. As promised, here are 7 crucial things to remember when you're flying in the cold. Number 1. Keep in mind that battery capacity is significantly reduced when flying in low temperature environments, like below the freezing point. Number 2, it is not recommended to use the battery in extremely low temperatures below -10 Celsius. Battery voltage should reach the appropriate levels when operating between -10 and 5 Celsius. 3. End the flight as soon as the DJI Fly app displays the low battery level warning in low temperature environments. 4. Keep the battery indoors to warm it before flying in low temperature environments. To ensure optimal performance, keep the battery temperature above 20 Celsius, means about 70 Fahrenheit. Number 6. The charger will stop charging if the battery cell temperature is not within the operating range of 0 to 40 Celsius. 7. In cold environments, insert the battery into the battery compartment and allow the aircraft to warm up for 1 or 2 minutes before taking off. Very important. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video, and I would really appreciate if you would check out the links in the description below, where I left some links for the best drones you can buy, the ones that I believe in, and also subscribe to my channel because that helps, and perhaps like this video. See you soon.